You know that feeling, right? That moment when you're stuck and you just don't know whether you should keep pushing through or push back. It's a tough spot. Well, today we're going to explore a really profound idea that gives you a clear way to think about that exact choice. It helps turn that super difficult challenge into a moment of, well, wisdom.
Just let that sink in for a second. This is so much more than just a clever saying, right? It's like a roadmap for getting through tough times. It's all about figuring out that exact moment when sticking it out stops being good for you and actually starts hurting you. And more importantly, what to do when you realize you've crossed that line.
Okay, so to really get a grip on this, we've got to break it down. What do these three big ideas, endurance, compulsion, and resistance, actually mean in real life? We're going to dive into each one piece by piece to really understand what they are, what they feel like, and how they all fit together. All right, so let's kick things off with that first piece of the puzzle, endurance. Now, in many cultures, there's a word for this, sabr, and it goes so much deeper than just, being patient. See, real patience, or sabr, isn't just about passively sitting back and taking whatever life throws at you. No way. It's actually a really active thing. It's the strength to just pause, take a breath, and really understand what's going on. It's about you consciously controlling your response instead of letting the situation control you. And this is absolutely the key takeaway here. True patience is a sign of incredible inner strength. It's about choosing how you respond with wisdom instead of just reacting with all that raw emotion. It's a seriously powerful state to be in, not a sign that you've given up. But like any good thing, there is a limit, right? There's a very real tipping point where that incredible strength of patience can curdle into something harmful. It becomes this state of just submission or compulsion. So let's look at how that actually happens. So when does patience stop being a good thing? I mean, this is the question we all wrestle with, isn't it? How do you know when you finally cross that fine line from healthy endurance over to destructive submission? Well, believe it or not, the signs are actually pretty clear once you know what to look for. Yeah, these are basically the big red flags. Your patience has stopped being a strength when it starts to cost you your health, whether that's physical or mental. It's definitely not a virtue anymore when your self-respect is just getting chipped away, little by little. And it becomes a huge problem when it lets your basic rights get trampled on, or when it allows injustice to just become the new normal. If you're seeing these signs, that's it. That's the line in the sand. Okay, so what do you do when you realize you've crossed that line? Well, the principle we started with says that resistance becomes a necessity. But what does that really mean? Because, and this is important, this is not a call to just get aggressive. It's a call to be wise. Yeah, let's get really clear on this one. When we talk about resistance here, or muqabla, we are not talking about picking a fight or just creating more conflict. I mean, that would just be reacting without thinking, which is the exact opposite of the kind of wisdom we're talking about. Wise resistance is all about being strategic. It's a thought-out, conscious decision, not some knee-jerk reaction. It's about perfect timing, acting when it's actually going to have an impact. And the approach, it's gentle, but it's also crystal clear. This is all about calmly and firmly standing up for your rights and your boundaries, not about trying to steamroll somebody else. Okay, so now let's pull all three of these ideas together: endurance, compulsion, and resistance. Let's see how they form this single, balanced principle that you can actually use in your life. And really, it all boils down to this simple idea. If a situation is challenging you, but in a way that's helping you grow, making you stronger, making you better, that's when you practice patience. But if that same situation starts to break you down, if it starts chipping away at your health, your dignity, your rights, that's your cue. That's when you have to shift into that wise, strategic resistance we were talking about. And this isn't just some abstract theory, Think about it in a classroom, for example. A teacher being patient with a student's mistakes so they can learn, that's endurance. But that same teacher just tolerating constant disrespect, well, that's when it's become compulsion. This same balance is so key in any relationship, in any community. So you can think of the true path here as a kind of three-step process. Step 1, you practice endurance. Step 2, you stay aware. You're constantly checking in with yourself, asking that one question: is this making me better or is this breaking me down? And then step 3, if that line gets crossed, you take that timely, wise action. And, this brings us to a really beautiful way to sum up this whole philosophy. It's a balance between two really important goals. The whole point of endurance, of patience, is to create and maintain peace. And the point of resistance? It's not to create chaos, it's to restore justice. And that right there, that's the final critical piece of the puzzle. Because peace without justice, that isn't really peace at all. That's just submission. So when you start to see justice fading from a peaceful situation, that is your signal. That tells you that changing your approach isn't just an option anymore. It's become an absolute necessity. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. Take a look at your own life, your job, your relationships, your community. Where is your patience helping you grow? And where might it be time for a little bit of that gentle, wise resistance to bring back some justice? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me for this.